Imagine this. You walk into a dealership in early 2026, keys to your old family car in your pocket, and in front of you are two brand new three-row SUVs staring you down. On one side, the all-new 2027 Kia Telluride, now with its first ever hybrid system and a more rugged X-Pro setup than ever. On the other side, the refreshed 2026 Honda Pilot, wearing its new face and packing a much larger ultra-wide touchscreen and more standard tech. Today, we're going to put these two head-to-head in a way that goes way beyond which one looks nicer. We're going deep into engineering, packaging, tech, and real-world use, so that by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which one fits your life better. Welcome back to Autopedia, your English language guide to cars, explained with engineering detail, but in human words. In this episode, it's Telluride versus Pilot, the 2027 Kia Telluride versus the 2026 Honda Pilot Facelift. Let's start with the big picture. The 2027 Kia Telluride is not just a light refresh, it's the next generation model, longer, taller, with a stretched wheelbase, a fully revised structure, new powertrains including a turbo hybrid, and an upgraded X-Pro off-road package. Kia positions it as a flagship SUV that blends luxury-level comfort with serious towing and all-terrain ability. The 2026 Honda Pilot, by contrast, is a mid-cycle refresh of the fourth-generation Pilot that first launched for 2023. So Honda keeps the fundamental hardware, the 3.5-liter V6 engine, 10-speed automatic transmission, and the basic platform. The facelift focuses on a bolder exterior, a much larger 12.3-inch central touchscreen that's now standard across the lineup, more standard technology, and subtle mechanical retuning for steering and overall driving refinement. If you prefer a new from-the-ground-up platform with a hybrid option, the Telluride clearly plays that role. If you like a proven V6 layout with incremental but meaningful upgrades, the Pilot is your evolution, not revolution choice. Let's dig into powertrains, because this is one of the biggest separations between these two. On the Kia side, the 2027 Telluride introduces two main powertrain families. First, standard models swap the old naturally aspirated 3.8-liter V6 for a new turbocharged gasoline engine. Kia highlights that this new turbo setup offers nearly 50 pound-feet more torque than before, which is important when you're moving a fully loaded three-row SUV or towing. On top of that, there's the headline act, the turbo hybrid powertrain. This pairs a 2.5-liter turbocharged engine with an electric motor and a 1.65 kilowatt-hour lithium-ion battery for a combined output of up to 329 horsepower and 339 pound-feet of torque. Kia estimates up to 35 miles per gallon combined and a total driving range of about 600 miles on a full tank. The hybrid uses a 6-speed automatic transmission and sends power to the front wheels or an available all-wheel drive system with electronic torque vectoring. Even in hybrid form, Kia rates towing capacity at up to 4,500 pounds, while the turbo gasoline versions can tow up to 5,000 pounds when properly equipped and with the integrated tow hitch. On the Honda side, the 2026 Pilot sticks with a single-engine family, the familiar 3.5-liter V6. In its current spec, that engine produces 285 horsepower at 6,100 RPM and 262 pound-feet of torque at 5,000 RPM, paired with a 10-speed automatic transmission. That powertrain drives either the front wheels or an available all-wheel drive system, and Honda rates towing capacity at up to 5,000 pounds when properly equipped, matching the Telluride's maximum tow rating on its turbo gasoline versions. Fuel economy figures for the Pilot with this V6 are in the low 20s combined, depending on drive type and trim, with official ratings around the high teens to mid-20s for city and highway. That's solid for a non-hybrid, but it's simply not in the same efficiency league as the Telluride's new turbo hybrid, if you prioritize fuel consumption over simplicity. So from a technical perspective, what does that mean for you? If you care about maximum efficiency and long range with a full cabin and cargo, the Telluride Hybrid clearly has the advantage. More power, more torque, and significantly better estimated fuel economy. If you prefer a straightforward, naturally aspirated V6 without any hybrid complexity, the Pilot keeps things traditional. No battery pack to think about, no electric motor, just a conventional engine and transmission that many owners and mechanics already know very well. Now let's talk about drivetrains and off-road capability, because both of these SUVs sell an adventurous image. The 2027 Telluride leans heavily into a more rugged persona, especially in X-Pro form. Kia gives the X-Pro an exclusive suspension with additional stroke, wider all-terrain tires, and a ride height that delivers about 9.1 inches of ground clearance. All-wheel drive models use an electronic limited slip differential that can actively send torque between left and right wheels, as well as front to rear. And there's a center differential lock that can fix the torque split 50-50 when you need consistent traction. On top of that, the multi-terrain ADAS mode selector allows you to tailor the system to different surfaces, and there's a dedicated terrain mode among the drive settings. For slow, technical off-road work, Kia adds a ground view monitor on X-Pro models. This uses cameras to create a composite image of the terrain immediately around and under the vehicle at low speeds, and an off-road status screen that shows pitch, roll, and steering angle. For night adventures or campsite setups, the X-Pro even offers ground lighting around the front, sides, and rear of the vehicle. The 2026 Pilot, meanwhile, continues to build on the off-road credibility that Honda established with the latest Trailsport trims. While the facelift focuses more on exterior styling and technology, the underlying Trailsport hardware remains very capable. Honda equips the Pilot Trailsport with all-terrain tires, skid plates protecting the engine and fuel tank, and an off-road tuned suspension. Drive modes include normal, econ, snow, plus trail and sand for all-wheel drive models, allowing the all-wheel drive system to adapt to different surfaces. Approach and departure angles, along with breakover, are competitive for this class, and towing again goes up to 5,000 pounds. However, the Pilot does not currently offer the same kind of dedicated ground view camera system or the 9.1-inch ground clearance figure that the Telluride X-Pro advertises. Instead, Honda relies on robust mechanicals, careful chassis tuning, and its existing camera and sensor suite for parking and low-speed maneuvering. The choice here is between Kia's more tech-heavy off-road support versus Honda's more old-school but proven hardware. Let's zoom out from under the car and look at dimensions and packaging, because space is the whole point of a three-row SUV. Kia emphasizes that the new Telluride is physically bigger than the previous model. The body is roughly 2.3 inches longer overall, the wheelbase stretches by nearly 3 inches, and height increases by about an inch. That stretch allows Kia to claim more second-row headroom, class-leading legroom, improved third-row access, and more cargo space behind the third row compared with the previous Telluride. Inside the 2025 Pilot, which forms the basis for the 2026 facelift, Honda already offers generous space. Around 41 inches of front legroom, about 40.8 inches in the second row, and roughly 32.5 inches in the third row, with headroom close to 40 inches in all three rows in many trims. Honda is very proud of the Pilot's third-row packaging, marketing best-in-segment numbers for adult usable headroom and competitive legroom, plus the clever stowable second-row center seat that allows you to quickly switch between 7- and 8-seat configurations. Kia counters with its own flexible cabin. The 2027 Telluride can be configured for 7 or 8 passengers, depending on whether you choose a second-row bench or captain's chairs. With the longer wheelbase, Kia focuses on a more lounge-like second row, especially in higher trims, and the claim of class-leading legroom suggests that second-row passengers will have more stretch-out space than in many rivals, likely including the Pilot in some dimensions. The cargo area behind the third row is also enlarged compared with the outgoing Telluride, which already was one of the more practical three-row SUVs on the market. So in simple terms, the Pilot is already very good on space, particularly for the third row, and has that neat, hidden middle seat. The new Telluride pushes harder on second-row comfort, overall length, and cargo behind third-row volume. If you frequently carry adults in the third row, the Pilot's measurements remain very attractive. If your focus is a more luxurious second row and maximum overall interior volume, the Telluride pulls ahead. Now let's move to the part you'll interact with every single day, the cabin design, and technology. The 2027 Telluride's interior is described by Kia as a sanctuary that balances modern tech with warm, natural materials. The dash, instrumentation, and infotainment are integrated into a curved, wraparound layout, similar in concept to what Kia has done in the EV6 and EV9. Wood-inspired textures soften the design, and the door handles are hidden within the armrests for a cleaner look. Available features are genuinely premium tier. Front relaxation seats with extending leg rests and a massage function for the driver. Power-operated second-row captain's chairs that can be heated and ventilated, and heated seating available for all 3 rows in higher trims. Kia also puts effort into reducing interior noise, positioning this new Telluride as a more refined long-distance cruiser. From a technology perspective, Kia pushes the envelope. The 2027 Telluride offers wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto as standard across all trims, dual wireless charging pads for front passengers, and digital key-style access via compatible smartphones or smartwatches. On certain trims, the infotainment system supports embedded streaming apps such as YouTube and Netflix, as well as themed display packages that can show customized graphics tied to NBA teams and selected Disney brands. It's an interesting blend of car and entertainment hub. The 2026 Honda Pilot responds with a simpler but still meaningful tech upgrade. Every 2026 Pilot now features a new ultra-wide 12.3-inch touchscreen, which Honda notes is about 37% larger than the previous screen. That one change alone dramatically alters the feel of the cockpit compared with the 2025 model. The updated system runs Honda's latest human-machine interface, supporting wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and adds more standard technology features across the lineup. Honda also improves sound insulation in the updated Pilot, targeting a quieter cabin, and retunes the steering and chassis to deliver a smoother, more precise driving experience. So while the Pilot doesn't offer in-car streaming video apps or branded display themes, it doubles down on clarity, usability, and refinement rather than maximum gadgetry. In terms of seating and day-to-day family usability, the Pilot still stands out with its stowable second-row center seat. In certain trims, you can configure the second row as either captain's chairs or a bench simply by installing or removing that center section, and when you don't need it, it stores neatly in the rear cargo area. Kia's Telluride offers a more conventional choice, either a fixed bench or fixed captain's chairs, depending on trim, but surrounds you with more luxury-style features such as massage, relaxation seats, and powered second-row adjustments in higher trims. Let's talk safety and driver assistance tech, because that's now a major differentiator in this segment. The 2027 Telluride is packed with Kia's latest advanced driver assistance systems. Standard features include lane keeping and lane following assistance, forward collision avoidance systems, driver attention monitoring, and intelligent speed limit assistance. On top of that, Kia offers an upgraded Highway Driving Assist 2 system, which can help maintain distance to the car in front, keep the vehicle centered in its lane on certain highways, and even assist with lane changes under specific conditions. The new Telluride also adds a front-row center airbag, bringing the total airbag count to 10, and uses a reinforced body structure targeting a top rating from independent safety organizations. The 2026 Pilot, as a continuation of the 2025 model, comes standard with the Honda Sensing Suite, collision mitigation braking, lane keeping assistance, road departure mitigation, adaptive cruise control with low-speed follow, traffic jam assist, traffic sign recognition, auto high beams, and more. Blind spot information, cross-traffic monitoring, and additional low-speed braking control functions are also integrated. The facelift for 2026 adds more standard tech across trims, and Honda's long history with active safety systems gives the Pilot a very mature and conservative tuning philosophy, less focused on flashy features, more on predictable, consistent behavior. So on paper, both SUVs are extremely well equipped in terms of safety. Kia leans into semi-automated highway driving features and a big list of ADAS acronyms, while Honda focuses on a stable, proven suite that already covers the essentials. Your choice here will come down to how much you value things like automated lane change assist and a broader mix of camera-based views on the Kia side. versus Honda's more straightforward and predictable feel. Now let's talk about how these SUVs will actually feel on the road based on the engineering details we have. The Telluride moves to a rack-mounted electric power steering system, replacing the previous column-mounted layout. Rack-mounted systems generally offer quicker, more precise responses and better feedback, especially around center, which should help the new Telluride feel more stable at highway speeds and more accurate in curves. Combine that with the turbo hybrid's instant electric torque, and you get an SUV that should feel more eager off the line than the previous V6 version, especially important when you're merging with a full load of passengers and cargo. The Pilot, meanwhile, refines rather than replaces its steering hardware for 2026. Honda mentions improved steering feel and a more composed ride as part of the facelift. The naturally aspirated V6 will deliver power in a very linear, predictable way. No turbo lag, no step between electric and gasoline power sources. The 10-speed automatic, with its closely spaced ratios, allows the engine to stay in its power band, especially when towing or climbing. For drivers who prefer a very natural, conventional feel in pedal and steering response, that will be a strong selling point. In terms of towing and long-distance family trips, both are capable. The Telluride Turbo Gas and the Pilot V6 both reach the magic 5,000-pound tow rating in the right configurations, appropriate for a medium-sized travel trailer or a decent-sized boat. The Telluride Hybrid sacrifices only a little, with a still serious 4,500-pound tow rating, but pays you back at the fuel pump with the estimated 35 mpg combined and 600-mile range. If you tow multiple times a month and want to minimize fuel cost and stops, the Telluride Hybrid becomes very attractive on paper. Before we wrap up, let's quickly touch on design, because while beauty is subjective, engineering and packaging choices shape the way these vehicles look. The 2027 Telluride takes the already boxy and confident stance of the first generation and exaggerates it. The hood is broad and flat, the grille is tall, and the vertical headlamps frame a very upright nose. Sculpted side panels with triangular creases, flush door handles, and tighter aero details even lower the drag coefficient from around 0.33 to about 0.30 compared to before, which helps efficiency and wind noise. X-Line and X-Pro trims wear blacked-out trim elements and raised roof rails, while the X-Pro adds those wider all-terrain tires and extra ground clearance to visually and functionally support its off-road mission. The 2026 Pilot Facelift keeps the overall body shape, but sharpens the front end. Honda gives it a larger, more squared-off grille, revised bumpers and scuff plate designs, and trim-specific grille finishes, gloss black on some versions, unique treatments on others. The idea is to visually align more of the lineup with the rugged Trailsport look without redesigning the entire vehicle. From a buyer's perspective, you're getting a more assertive face and more modern tech inside, but under the skin, it remains the same fundamentally solid fourth-generation platform. So, which one should you lean toward? Choose the 2027 Kia Telluride if you want a genuinely new-generation platform with a strong emphasis on hybrid efficiency, higher power and torque, and a cabin that pushes toward near luxury. Massage seats, relaxation modes, streaming apps, dual wireless chargers, and a long list of advanced driver aids. It's also the better choice on paper if you want the most aggressive off-road-oriented variant in this comparison. Thanks to the X-Pro's 9.1 inches of ground clearance, all-terrain tires, ELSD, ground view cameras, and enhanced off-road status displays. Choose the 2026 Honda Pilot if you prefer a conventional V6 without hybrid complexity, a very mature and reliable powertrain, and a cabin that focuses on usability and simplicity. The new 12.3-inch touchscreen finally gives the Pilot the display size it deserved, and the improved sound insulation, refined steering, and strong standard safety suite make it a highly confidence-inspiring family machine. The clever stowable second-row center seat and excellent third-row headroom and legroom make it especially appealing if you frequently carry 3 rows of passengers, including adults in the back. If this video helps you understand not just which SUV is better, but why each one is engineered the way it is, then that's Autopedia doing its job. In your place, I'd start with one simple question. Are you ready to embrace a powerful turbo hybrid and a tech-heavy cabin? Or do you want a rock-solid V6 that does things the old-fashioned way, just with a bigger screen and sharper face? Answer that honestly, and the choice between the 2027 Kia Telluride and the 2026 Honda Pilot Facelift will almost make itself. Before we wrap this battle up, let's look at one more angle that real buyers often forget: long-term ownership experience. The things that don't show up on a spec sheet. Now, when we talk about big three-row SUVs, we're usually talking about family life, road trips, school runs, heavy cargo days, and sometimes towing something fairly serious. And this is where the differences between the 2027 Telluride and the 2026 Pilot begin to shape the day-to-day feel of living with each one. The new Telluride, with its hybrid option, is designed around efficiency and comfort. Think about that 600-mile estimated range. For long-distance drivers, that means fewer stops, fewer interruptions, and less fatigue. Combine that with one of the quietest cabins Kia has developed, and you get a long-haul machine that behaves more like a luxury SUV than a mainstream one. Features like the relaxation seat, dual wireless chargers, a large curved digital display, and advanced semi-autonomous highway assistance all stacked toward the same goal: keeping the driver fresh even after hours behind the wheel. But the Pilot approaches long-term use differently. Honda's playbook has always been durability through simplicity. The naturally aspirated V6 keeps the mechanical layout straightforward. No turbos, no hybrid battery, no high-voltage system. Fewer layers of complexity generally mean fewer surprises 8 or 10 years down the road. Honda's track record for long-term reliability in this segment is one of the strongest in the industry, and for some buyers, that peace of mind outweighs any new gadgetry or high-efficiency numbers. You get predictable behavior, predictable maintenance costs, and a powertrain layout that every Honda technician in North America understands inside out. On the interior durability side, Honda usually favors hard-wearing materials, simple switchgear, and physical controls that stand up to years of use. Families with very young kids might even prefer this approach: fewer touch panels to smear, fewer hidden buttons, more robust plastics in high-contact areas. The Telluride, on the other hand, leans into the premium experience: softer materials, more screen integration, and more ambient lighting, giving you a cabin that feels more expensive, but may also ask a bit more care to keep clean and pristine. Now let's talk about driving personality. Because even though both vehicles weigh over 2 tons and seat up to 8 people, how they behave on the road is surprisingly different. The Telluride Hybrid delivers instant torque from the electric motor, which makes low-speed driving especially smooth. Pulling away from a stoplight, merging onto the highway, or climbing steep grades with a loaded cabin all feel effortless. There's a sense of calm confidence, and that's exactly what Kia is aiming for: a blend of strength and composure. The new steering system contributes to this feeling: more direct, more accurate, and better suited to the Telluride's upgraded suspension geometry. The Pilot's V6 behaves differently. Power comes in gradually, with a rising surge as you climb the revs. It's the classic, naturally aspirated experience: predictable, linear, and very controlled. The 10-speed automatic is one of Honda's best-tuned transmissions, shifting smoothly and holding gears intelligently when you're towing or driving uphill. On twisty roads, the Pilot feels lighter on its feet than its size suggests, thanks to Honda's tight chassis tuning. And while it may not have the low-end punch of a turbo hybrid setup, it rewards smooth, consistent driving and gives you a direct mechanical feel that hybrid powertrains sometimes soften. So which one feels better? That genuinely depends on what you want. If you love smooth, instant acceleration with minimal noise and effort, the Telluride Hybrid is going to feel like a revelation. If you prefer the natural buildup of power and the familiar feel of a V6 that communicates exactly what it's doing, the Pilot is the one that speaks your language. Let's move to technology over the next decade, because tech support and software lifespan will matter just as much as horsepower. Kia is pushing hard into software-centric vehicles, with more over-the-air updates, customizable themes, streaming apps, digital keys, and feature expansions. That means the Telluride can evolve over time. New driver assist behaviors, new infotainment apps, new interface themes, All of these could be added later without a dealership visit. That's a very modern ownership experience. Honda is more conservative. They update their software, but the system is designed to be stable and predictable rather than constantly evolving. You're not going to wake up one morning and discover a new layout or a new streaming app. You get what Honda has always been known for, a system that just works, with minimal distraction and without the sense of being constantly connected to a digital ecosystem. And for many families, that's exactly the point: peace of mind and consistency over novelty. Now let's talk about something viewers always ask: pricing expectations. While final pricing isn't available yet for these exact model years, we can project based on current patterns. The outgoing Telluride already sits slightly higher in price compared with the Pilot across equivalent trims, especially when you start adding luxury features or off-road packages. With the addition of the hybrid system, the newly upgraded body, and the premium-level interior features, expect the 2027 Telluride to continue at the upper end of the mainstream three-row segment. Kia's strategy is clear: offer near-luxury quality while staying just below actual luxury SUV pricing. The Pilot traditionally prices a little lower at entry trims and climbs steadily with features, but even at the high end, Honda tends to keep a tighter price spread. The new ultra-wide touchscreen and additional standard tech for 2026 will probably raise starting prices slightly, but the Pilot will likely remain the more cost-consistent of the two, with fewer high-end add-ons and packages driving up the final sticker. So how do you compare value between them? It comes down to what you're valuing. The Telluride gives you more technology, more modern architecture, and a higher-end feel for the money. The Pilot gives you simplicity, consistency, and a strong reliability reputation baked into the purchase. Before we close, let's take a moment to compare how these SUVs speak to different kinds of owners, because this is where the real decision happens. If you're the kind of driver who wants your SUV to feel like an upscale oasis, quiet cabin, high-end materials, advanced digital features, entertainment for passengers, and premium comfort touches, the Telluride is absolutely tuned for people like you. It looks bold, feels expensive, and offers a driving experience that borders on luxury, especially in hybrid form. If you're the kind of driver who values traditional engineering, minimal learning curve, bulletproof long-term dependability, and clever family packaging over luxury touches, then the Pilot fits you perfectly. It's honest, practical, durable, and engineered to be used, not pampered. It's the SUV you load up with beach gear, muddy boots, or camping equipment without thinking twice. So now let's answer the real question: which one is better? The truth is, they're aiming at two different philosophies. The 2027 Kia Telluride is the future-forward choice: bold styling, hybrid efficiency, next-generation interior, and serious off-road tech. It's built for drivers who want premium comfort and advanced features in a family machine. The 2026 Honda Pilot Facelift is the dependable traditionalist: solid V6, proven mechanicals, upgraded tech where it counts, and the practicality that Honda families rely on. It's built for people who want their SUV to be predictable, durable, and easy to live with for a decade or more. So I'll leave you with this final thought: choose the Telluride if you want innovation. Choose the Pilot if you want consistency. Choose the one that fits your lifestyle, not just the one with the flashiest marketing. Thanks for watching Autopedia. If you want more deep technical breakdowns like this, where we cut the hype and get straight to real engineering, make sure you subscribe and drop a comment telling us which comparison you want next. And until next time, drive safe, stay curious, and keep exploring.